I'm in the UK, Northwest England.
Thank you. And Rolandas?
I'm in Copenhagen at the moment.
But you're originally from Lithuania, and I think
Yes.
you want to start a English-speaking non-communication community. Is that so? I hope so, because that's the theme of this.
Yes.
of this. You,
I've been trying for some time, and I'm in contact with NVC practitioners here in Copenhagen. I haven't asked them to join because I was thinking maybe I can just start up first something within my own circle, like my friends. That didn't really work out, so I'm thinking of reaching out to practitioners and seeing what will happen.
and we talked about this before, and I think you also would like it to be younger people.
Yes, because that's what I think is missing. Because younger people also can't afford always to go to the trainings because they don't have a job, and I want to create a community where people just have a place where they can practice, come and practice, and not necessarily just NVC, just empathetic approaches in general, but that's where I feel the strongest in NVC, and that's what I would like to promote.
Use a small group, but let's use the wizard. Have you got any ideas of what someone in a small get an international NVC group going?
I didn't hear a word of that.
Didn't you? I thought you were thinking deeply.
Oh, you was actually speaking to me. I thought.
Yeah. The wisdom
your
of the
voice
group.
started
The
breaking up.
wisdom. Got no idea what to say, so then they asked someone else in the group to answer the question.
All right, no, the voice my end was breaking up for you just then.
Okay, so do you know how Rolandas could go about getting an international young person's NVC and empathic listening group going in Copenhagen?
I'd probably start with yourself first, because I remember you saying something about being present first, and sort of build a core for yourself, and then start to branch out like bit by bit, until you get to the global level. Because I heard you say that you were struggling to keep things organized. So on an international level, that's going to be an even greater task to manage, I suppose.
I think I might not have been clear. He wants a lot of international people who
It's
live
cutting off again.
The quality is a bit off at the moment.
Yeah. Well, okay, I'll give it a go. But maybe before answering the question, let's try and understand why you want a group at all. So, Rolandas, is it a kind of community of like-minded people? Is that what you're?
Yes, that would be a part of it, because people want to socialize anyway, so it would just be one of the means to bring people together, and also one of the how should I call that? Well, one of the valuable things in the community.
Mm-hmm.
To
So, I do have quite a lot of experience around this, and it's hard work, as you know, to keep organizing and keep bringing people in, and so there are very good cheating strategies that you can use, which is to people who are already organized to be in one place together, either regularly or all the time, because that has some very big advantages. You don't have to do any marketing, you don't have to organize the venue, you don't have to introduce them to each other, and they don't have to travel. So, a whole bunch of things you would have to do, you don't have to do. But then the only thing that you do have to do is find a bunch of who might be even slightly interested in NVC empathic listening.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if you kind of look for young people who might already be into that kind of thing. So, could you follow?
Yeah, there was a
Yep.
bit of breaking up, but I understood what you said.
And Lee, could you follow it too?
I think it's the same here as well.
I've just realised that I was unplugged from. I've been using Wi-Fi myself, so it could be that I was again causing the problem. I'll try turning my Wi-Fi off and lose me.
Switch Skype off as well, because that zaps a lot of bandwidth, I'm told.
Any better now? I'll even put
That's a lot better, I think.
Oh dear. So sorry about that, guys. It must have been must have been me. All right. So I was saying that rather than try and organize and create everything from zero, we might try and find young people who are already meeting who might already be interested in this kind of thing that you're interested in, Rolandas. I'll ask. Well, does one of you have ideas about where such people might be found?
Nope.
I have some, and I've intended, but then again, I was kind of stopped by my own disorganization, and that's the kind of a bit of a vicious circle there. As I think when I'm approaching people who are already meeting up, and it's a group of people, it's not just like a friendly chat.
Yep.
But with a friend, I think I need to be more prepared.
Mm-hmm.
And like have some kind of program, which I don't at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And therefore, I thought that maybe I will start with a few friends and then would go on with that, and then prepare in the process some more material, some kind of structure.
Uh-huh. So, I mean, I'm remembering what Lee said earlier, starting with yourself and maybe one or two people. So, there, yeah, and that,
And some success came, but it's not consistent again. So
yeah, yeah. My partner actually works specifically with sensitive people and with introverts. So at the end, maybe I could give you a link to some of her stuff. But there are a whole range. If you're not someone who is good at making entertaining people and making a big formal presentation, there are other ways. Showing a DVD or some of the clips that Lee's made are an alternative. Oh, I'd like that. And so there's more than one way to skin a cat, as they say. There's more than one way to get people interested. Like there was a school inspector who went into a school. I'd done a few NVC workshops, and he was starting to get into it. And he went into a school wearing giraffe ears all day. So of course everyone asked him, why is he wearing giraffe ears? And so then he could say, oh well, when I've got these special ears on, I can only hear you in a compassionate and wise and self-connected way, and it's blah blah blah. So it was that, and I learned it like this, and you can learn it too if you want, whatever. So there's tricks that would suit you, I can imagine. I think religious groups can be interesting, especially Buddhist and Hindu or even yoga groups. Aikido. There's quite a lot of things that have quite a big overlap with NVC. Probably Buddhism is the strongest because often they're very, they've done lots of inner practice, but they don't know how to put it into words when they've got sort of problems with where to keep the salt, when little things like that, which NVC is fantastic for. And also anything that allows you to spend more time, like a retreat, where if you're an introvert, maybe you don't feel confident right away, but if you spend more time with people, then you can sort of start to kind of feel more relaxed and share. So I wonder if that speaks to you at all, what I've said so far.
Yeah, definitely, in a sense that I didn't think of, let's say, well, I wouldn't probably approach approach other religious groups apart from Buddhism, but Buddhists I would find it to be comfortable, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and then also Aikido. Yeah, I think that would be also an opportunity.
Mm.
I haven't looked into that at all. Yeah, that certainly expands my perspective
Mm.
at the moment. Yes.
And Aikido tends to be slightly older, so you might also look at Judo, which is also gentle in its own way. Jiu-Jitsu isn't, but Judo is.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Silat, Kung Fu maybe more than Karate. I don't know, but I mean, you could look around. It depends more on the sort of the style of a group. You know, in Britain, the judo is often run by police, so the spiritual aspect doesn't tend to be that strong. It can be, but and the aikido is kind of different. Attracts older people who, and then sort of kung fu and karate are in between. You have to be really fit for judo, as I discovered recently when I went going back to it. Still got pain in my elbow over that.
Not a sports guy here as well. So.
What other things apart from NVC are you into?
Oh well, quite diverse, I would say. I think apart from just being physically engaged into some things, I'm exploring many things. But my primary focus is on learning, language learning, learning program. Well, I'm working as a programmer, but also
Sure.
program learning to design things, learning to fix things. If I had more time, I would do more of that. Also, music, playing guitar and singing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, into many other topics, but it's more intellectual stuff.
The language learning. Is that Danish or something else?
Well, I do a little bit of many things actually.
Okay.
I tried a little bit Italian, a little bit Spanish, a little bit of Danish as well. I do have some experience, and I try to use it at work. It's not very comfortable, and in other situations, it's more socializing. So it's again in English. So I don't put too much expectations into practicing it.
Okay. So I had another idea.
So yeah, I'm also actually thinking of using kind of an approach to introduce NVC. Yeah, I know that there's a group of people joining up for like language tandem or something, and I intend to go there. And if the interactions prove to be kind of active, I might be that would be a group of people.
So I've got two concrete ideas, or three actually. So one is to start a Copenhagen English-speaking NVC Facebook group. It'll probably grow slowly, but it will grow.
I do have, well, I don't have a NVC specific. I have empathy group, but not sure how to promote it.
I would put NVC and nonviolent communication so that it shows up in both searches, and maybe make it Denmark in that case, the whole of Denmark. Then it'll and it's also shorter. But more importantly, I think would be to schedule a regular meetup, an NVC meetup for the whole of Copenhagen. And it doesn't matter what language people speak, and it could be like an evening in a cafe or something. And people will find that even if they're completely not connected to, and some people will just think, oh, empathy, nonviolent communication, what's that? Let's go along and see. You know, it's within 3 miles of where we are, so. And all you've got to do is commit to being there for an hour. So choose somewhere that you like to be for an hour anyway, with one friend, like Lee was saying.
I'm not sure. I don't like going out into the city that much, especially bars and cafes. They're kind of crowded for me.
Okay, so where do you like to spend an hour?
I spend most of the time at home, or I go on specific events to meet people, then I don't care. Then I know that I'm going to meet people, and I just go there. But
But where would those events be? What kind of places?
usually at somebody else's home, or could be even in university, or maybe in a bar. But then I just go for the meetup of the people.
Uh-huh. Um,
But then again, I could go. It's just that I don't really know the place. Apart from a library, I don't really know a place for this kind of peaceful, calm meetup.
uh-huh. Well, that's interesting in itself, because there must be, a place like Copenhagen's probably got loads of places that do workshops, yoga.
Yes.
Yeah? So, and some of them will also have a kind of social ethic. I mean, Denmark's got lots of co-housing, lots of
Yes.
kind of
That is.
So it's kind of, if you don't like the organizing, well, you can sort of drop that and do a lot of researching instead.
Mm-hmm.
So try and find places that have got the kind of vibe that you do enjoy. Clearly you don't like kind of noisy rock
Mm-hmm.
bars.
Yes.
But there must be, you're not the only quiet introvert in Denmark. There must be some places that quiet introverts like going. So then
Okay, quiet. But I'm definitely an introvert. I prefer a quieter place. Yes.
okay, so your job then is to find a place, and then you don't even have to be the organizer. You just find one person who is willing to schedule the meetup for you.
Hmm. Internally, I just feel like this kind of, and it just doesn't lay nicely with me. I don't know why.
What is it that you presented to your inner gut?
I mean, it's just some kind of internal response that kind of trigger, like insecurity.
Yeah, but what were the words that I was saying when you got that feeling? Was it when I said research or ask someone to, or
Like kind of delegating to somebody to organize it.
okay? So maybe so sorry then. I apologize because I didn't even check whether you were happy with the first step, and I was already making suggestions. So how do you feel about finding a place that you like to be, and that other quieter and more introverted people like to be, who are into listening and stuff that you're into?
Yeah, the trigger that comes up to me is whether there's a price tag to it. Because if not, then I think, if I could find a place, then I'm willing to research. If I can't find a place, or I have to pay in the places, then I get discouraged and I'm probably not going to use them.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I guess that all depends on how I'm searching for a place which doesn't cost.
Mm-hmm. Sure, yeah, I mean, search for that. I do notice a little trigger in me. I'm trying, and I also want to engage Lee a little bit. Can you guess, Lee, what might be going on in me?
You're uncomfortable that I'm not included.
Oh, well, yes, that's the thing I said. But even before I thought of that, there was something that I'm
A trigger.
yeah, I'm hesitating
The way
even
I'm
to.
looking around.
No. Oh, it's not you. So of course you imagine. I'm actually triggered with something Rolandas said, but I better just
Oh, right.
just say that. But it's interesting how you assumed that I was triggered by you because I was asking you.
Because,
I was asking you for an empathic guess.
the idea of delegating the work to somebody else, is that the trigger?
That was his trigger. Now my trigger was. Okay, so here's what my jackal was saying. It's something like, better get the jackal.
Did you want me to empathize with the jackal?
You could do. You could do. we both could.
All right.
So, all right. Now I've learned from the previous call with you that I need to be out of shot when the jackal's talking because it just looks weird.
There we go.
Okay. Well, yeah, so you're both empathizing with the jackal, okay?
Yes.
So, Rolandas, you there?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't want to organize. You don't want to spend money. You don't want to Uh, you don't want to ask someone to do something. Is there anything that you do want to do? That's what my jackal say.
Yes.
So guess my feeling. Guess my feeling.
Yes. You're a bit frustrated, I guess. Yes. You're frustrated and confused, it seems.
Frustrated is enough.
Okay. So you're frustrated because you would like. I'm wondering, is it because you need some kind of it's not consistency, not commitment. I can't really tap on the need word right now.
Yeah, but you're in the right area, and I'm
Yeah.
sort of softening. I can feel my nose kind of softening a bit.
Okay, great. And I think again it's something about responsibility, but not.
I'm trying to smile, but it's difficult when you've got a jaw like this.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, but definitely something around responsibility and commitment.
Yeah. Well, no, I just.
Some acknowledgement.
I think I would love for you to know what you do want to do, to know how you're going to use your energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. What I've discovered for me, if you want to hear my reply to that.
Yeah, love to. Me too.
Very much depends how things happen, whether I'm on my own or when I'm with somebody else. So now I'm going to answer. If I'm on my own, what I want to do is to basically to get a little bit of feedback. Okay, somebody's interested. Then I'm focusing on that person alone and trying to figure out what they need, and then I can go with the next step. Before that, I'm confused. I don't know what would be the right thing. Before that, I would have to ask and ask until I get clarity. If I'm with somebody else, then I would do that with them while organizing, and then I would expect that things that I'm not covering, they would cover.
Did you get that, Lee?
Yeah.
Could you summarize it for me?
This is
Could you summarize what you understood for me?
From you.
Could you summarize what Rolandas just said? Because I didn't get it.
All right. The way I heard that was that the attention was going to other people first before, like, initially what you wanted.
Yes.
Is that how it is?
Their feedback determines the steps. I don't want to decide just how things will be.
Right. Yeah.
To be included in that.
Right.
So, is that because you want to take account of their needs?
That too, but I think there might be something else also. I'm afraid of doing things in a way that they will not communicate that it's a good thing, and then I will lose them. Because I don't know them very well, and my decisions don't fit them, then they will just say, well, maybe I will come, but then eventually they will not come because they're busy and the schedule doesn't meet their plans and all that.
Are people in Copenhagen very polite and they tend not to express if they're unhappy with something?
I would say overall in Denmark that's a very prevalent feature, not to speak directly about things, unless it's really, really something that they don't like, then they are very direct about it, but very often people will not show that.
And again, I don't know the culture, but can you, in that culture, can you ask someone that they would let you know if something didn't really suit them, and would they then be more likely to do it?
I guess I could ask, and I do ask occasionally, and sometimes they even do tell me, but I'm just not sure. I guess I would want still for them to tell me if they have an idea of what they would want. Although I now realize that that actually can be also confusing for them. If they don't really know what NVC is and they are not good in planning and deciding, then it might be harder for them to tell me what they want.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. I think, especially in the beginning, if you can create something that people enjoy, and that can last, 3 or 4 or 5 sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Then once they have an idea of what's possible, they can start introducing variations that fit them. But actually, when I think about practice groups I've been involved with, the thing that people have strong opinions on is not really the content. It's more like the start time, or whether we have biscuits or not, or parking. That's the kind of thing that people have strong feelings about. It should be like this, or it should be like that. The actual content, like you said, it's in the beginning. It's nice to have someone who takes responsibility.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say that I would expect them to tell me the content, but more location, timing, maybe also the size of the group. Yes, or who participates.
Mm-hmm. Well, you don't always have a choice about all of those things, and yeah. Again, I wonder. Do you tend maybe to worry about things like this more than is helpful?
Yeah, I have that. I had it worse, now it's a bit better, so I'm on the right track still.
Okay, so you're aware of that, and it's reducing. Cool. Where are we?
2015.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, so we've talked about maybe trying to find people in an Aikido group or some other martial art or Buddhist groups or co-housing or communities or venues that are more attractive for the kind of thing you want to do.
Maybe I have one thing very specific, because I realize one of my fears is that I will not be sufficiently ready, and even writing a short email and just sending to all my contacts in Copenhagen with, okay, I want to make it, know anybody who would be interested. It seems like a struggle, because it seems like I need to prepare pretty well that message.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to just get somebody to destroy that belief in me, or what. Five
Over to you, Lee.
5 sentences or something would be enough. I don't know. Make a short description of what I actually want to do, because I'm confused there as well, it seems.
I'm struggling in this area as well.
How to sell NVC to a person who's never seen it or never heard it, and still be clear and convince.
The intent really is the key, I would say, is to figure out what your intentions are with NVC to begin with, before even trying to teach NVC to anyone.
Yeah.
I know I've done videos in the past involving bits of NVC, and I've even done videos for Ray. I really want to be consistent with the content that I know of from just listening to YouTube videos. But the main thing that I found was keeping my focus on my intention of why I'm doing NVC, which is mainly for enjoying life, enjoying my life just personally, and enjoying things more with other people. So that's really what it boils down to for me, but I'd say to find your intentions first with it.
Thank you. That helps a lot, because I think I can answer that easily. I just need to lay down a few sentences. I think I can explain pretty well what my intentions are.
It links back to that idea of just focusing on yourself first,
yes,
and then sort of branching out to make sure you've got your own support system there for yourself first before you start moving into, because if anyone picks up on the idea, oh, this guy's just crazy or whatever, he's just doing all this work and we don't know what the hell he's talking about, then they're just going to be put off to begin with. You need to be enjoying NVC before you try and get it out there to other people. Are you?
So
Yeah,
was that a question?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
So Rolandas, I think Lee is asking if you are enjoying your NVC.
I'm just trying to find the moments when I'm not enjoying, because I'm sure I do. I'm thinking of those moments when I'm not, and I guess these moments are when I'm not willing to do NVC with myself, either because I'm too tired or I'm not conscious enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I know from every experience that I had is if I do it, it helps me. But there are some moments where I stop myself from doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is
There's too
mind-boggling.
many distractions for people our age.
Well, and when that happens, and you notice that you've done that or you are doing that, do you kind of attack yourself about it?
I think I do. I can't recall a specific moment, but I'm pretty sure that the feeling is there that I'm occasionally, at least, a bit disappointed with myself. Yes.
Yeah. So double trouble. Not only are you not doing it, you then get attacked as well.
But not always. Not always.
Okay. So that's your first assignment from this call is to reduce the amount of attacking, because this guy's going to turn up at those times, isn't he? Have you got a jackal?
No, I don't have any
So
or
my trainer, when she started, she tried to get a jackal and a giraffe, and they ran out of giraffes. So for weeks and weeks, all she had was a jackal. And she used to take the jackal to bed with her, and the jackal started telling her all the things that were wrong, like life is shit and he's so mean to me, and blah 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 blah. And so she started getting loads of practice. The jackal started to have a life of his own. He started bringing in new characters and
yeah.
that he
I
was
never
unhappy
thought of
with.
that. Never thought of that. Yeah.
Yeah, but why did I mention this? Aha, because it's about having fun. So if you're not happy because and you're just spending time on eBay or something, and then this guy turns up, well, then that's the thing, is to have fun with this guy. And it could literally be a jackal, but it doesn't have to be. It could be you could call Lee, or someone else. We can go in the Gentle Empathy group on Facebook, whatever it is, and or you could play the jackal and get someone else to be the empathizer.
Giraffe team.
Yes.
Mm.
I have some resources online, not locally, but online for sure.
Excellent. Okay, so again, where are we? Well, okay, this was your question. So how compared with what you were hoping for before you started, how are you feeling, Rolandas?
I think I've moved forward. I got quite a bit more clarity. Now the question that arises in me: when is it that I'm gonna actually start doing something about it?
Now, I love that question, because you've got the clarity need met, but now you're moving towards kind of action. So yeah, when are you? I want to know too.
Now, I'm a bit torn, because I have this whole pattern of going forward, just like saying, pushing myself, which I know doesn't work, and then the other part where just I'm accepting things the way they are.
All right. So hang on then. Let's just
Yeah.
go some classical coaching. Have we got a list of tasks already? We can put them in the chat.
No, we don't have a list.
So of the things that we've talked about, which were you actually attracted to doing?
Writing down the purpose of why I want to create a local group.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then contacting people who I know that live in Copenhagen, and asking if they or somebody they know would be interested in this.
Mm-hmm.
And then actually maybe figuring out how to buy the puppets and or the headgear.
Okay.
Any
The Aikido and the Buddhist groups, was that? Either of those?
I feel that I need to be more prepared. That I need to come with some kind of explanation of what NVC is.
What do you, or could you just join in for now with the Aikido or the Buddhist stuff and get to know them a bit first?
Well, if I would have to practice with them, I think that would be too much for me at the moment.
Is there any group like that you would actually enjoy doing? It's what they do.
The language group, I think, yes.
Okay, so
Language meetup.
language meetups.
Yeah.
Anything else that we spoke about that's attractive? The venues, the kind of the quieter, introverted, friendly yoga type.
I can well, while asking people if they know anybody interested, I could also ask about the venues.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my way of researching.
Yeah, possible venues research. Okay, so that's. I deliberately didn't number them. I gave them letters. Do you want to order these in some way? It could be either the ones you're most positive about, or the one that comes first, kind of geographic, that would be best to do before the others.
I just realized that one more thing is that I want to do before that. I want to maybe ask for some kind of empathy, 2 or 3 people that I know, not necessarily locally, but online, so that I would continue this process, because I think I'm suspecting that I will kind of digress somewhere.
Right, I love this. So what you're saying is you want to put your support, your empathy support, in place that would carry you through this process.
Yes, and some kind of then I will make more commitment also, and then ask to kind of to be there for me.
Did you study psychology? Did you say?
I was just reading stuff and watching stuff and listening.
I think there is some quite good stuff about commitment, things that work, and commitment things that don't work.
Some sources about that also. So
okay, so kind of effective commitment support you already know about.
Yeah.
Commitment support as well as the empathy.
Yes.
Okay, so now I can see A, B, C, D, E, F, G in the chat. Do you want to put some kind of time scale on some of those?
Yes. I will do the F part today. Do short notices to friends and ask. Well, I will ask for Skype talks, 2 or 3 people. I will decide who.
Great.
And then we will have to continue. I mean, that process might take weeks also. Yes, but starting from today.
I can see something about your eyes and the energy in your body, and it's like you've moved into a yes, I can do this, and then that.
More tense. They're also a bit kind of very directional, if I can say that. this way.
Yeah, yeah, it's a pleasure to see this. Not that it wasn't a pleasure before, but it's nice to see the shift.
Yes. And well, F and G kind of go hand in hand. So yes, this will start today, and I will see how that goes. Um, yeah, and one of the first things that I'm gonna talk about, I will the A part. I will write it down before, maybe by tomorrow, but then I will want to discuss it.
Mm-hmm.
So. Um, yeah. Then. Yeah, I think I can also do the search about the headgear tomorrow. Part.
Okay. I'm sharing my screen so that if it comes through on the Hangout on Air, that people can see that A to G list, which is over here. Don't know if that has worked.
Yeah, it seems to be.
Okay, great. Okay, there it is. There probably is a way to have a whiteboard as well, which I'll try to do for next time.
All
this free technology.
Oh, yes. Hangout Toolbox, don't know what that is.
I'm a bit cluttered in my head. I need to rearrange these notes a bit.
So, do you need us for this?
No, I guess I'll be able to continue forward. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. More than half is done anyway.
Great. Okay. So, do you feel complete, Rolandas? Or complete enough?
Yes.
All right. Well, Lee, we haven't got as long for you, but would you? Is there something you'd like to do, and maybe we can make a miracle happen? You can be surprised.
I just like to see this back, and I'd like to know how. I still can't pronounce the name. Ron.
Rolandas.
I'll just call you Ron.
Okay.
Not Rolo?
Yeah, Rollo's better. I'd like to know how you get on Rollo.
Okay. When do you would you like to know, and how?
Whenever you've made any progress through Skype, maybe actually.
Okay.
I don't know if you on Skype now or just
add me to my. I'm also trying to go to your profile.
Alright. My contact details on Skype are Lee Hamster XP.
Okay, yes.
I don't know if you can see the chat on here, but I'll type it in the chat as well.
Yeah, great. Yes.
Alright.
I'll add you. Yes.
Nice one. Okay. So sometimes it's best to quit when you're ahead. So I think let's have a quick closing round. And Lee, I'm inspired to ask you, because you weren't so involved in that, how it was to be with us while we worked on that.
That I wasn't so involved.
Yeah, but whether there was something in it that you found interesting or challenging or strange or positive or negative.
I just like that Rolo's watched my video.
So no ego there.
Gotta love you, Jackal.
Oh, yes.
No, I'm just interested in the the mindset of actually getting something going to build a community of NVCs, really.
Uh-huh.
But I kind of want to work on myself first before I start, you know, going in guns blazing sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's still a lot of work to do.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Thank you. And maybe I'll share next. So for me, it was lovely that the call happened at all, and that we had someone who really wanted to do something, and I'm grateful that the jackal showed up as well.
I enjoyed that, yeah.
Yeah, because I think if he hadn't, I'd have been sort of carrying that without having expressed it. And I loved how you responded, because you responded really kind of confidently. You didn't kind of come back from fear at all or anything. You heard him, you got where he was, and so that was. And I'm glad I learned from you last time, Lee, that when the jackal's in the view, I need to be out of it. It worked much better, and it was fun to have. Your nose was great. Yeah.
But his jaw nearly fell off.
What nearly fell off?
That his jaw nearly fell off.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard when you're a jackal, because you get the perspectives all wrong. The nose is at the camera, so a bit easier for the giraffes. I think the giraffes don't always appreciate that. So, and it was nice that it was a three-way call. I think it just added a four-way sort of, more possibilities. It gave me, I could ask someone for help, and yeah, sort of, and I was at times I was playing with reaction shots. So when you were saying something and Lee was smiling, I could like now I can choose the camera. I don't know if that comes through in the YouTube, but see, now it goes to Rolandas, and then yeah, thanks very much. So, but it's good. I think it does do that, but I'm not 100% sure. And I've also discovered I can. Yeah, okay. There's loads of things to play with in Hangouts. All right, Rolandas, how was the call for you?
Oh, it was very nice. I really enjoyed that. There was a lot of focus on what I was wanting to talk about. So
Yeah.
I really got a lot because I wasn't expecting a lot. I was expecting that there would be more people and I would only maybe get 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's great that we could work it out, and that I got relevant answers.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so that's the end. I'll stop the broadcast, and then we can say what we really think afterwards.
See ya.
Bye.